Vishachatya Deshatari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, chapter 8, text 50. Does anyone remember the main point from the last reading?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
From
Krishna.
the last reading, we read that the rishis, the munis, the Pitra Lok Nivasis, and the Gandharvas, the Siddhalok Nivasis, and Kinnaras, and Manu, all the Manus, and the Prajapatis were offering obeisances, and they were being thankful to Nṛsiṁhadeva because Hiranyakashipu had disturbed every system, how it was working, like how he had disturbed the tapasya system, how he had disturbed that the offerings offered to Pitras were not being received by them. So he had disturbed everything that existed. So each one of them was being thankful and they were glorifying Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva. So they were really being thankful and they were paying obeisances to Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva. So we read up till Prajapatis. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So we're going to continue with text 50 today. Shri Gandharva Uchu.
Hare Krishna, Shilpaji, we cannot see the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a single line on the screen.
Really? Oh, what happened?
Okay. Now
Okay.
it's become a little better, yeah.
Oh, now you can see?
Yeah, perfect. Now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. All right. So then now Shri Gandharva Uchu. Vayam Vibhote Natanatya Gayaka.
Vayam
Yenatma Sadvirya Balo Jasa Kritaha. Sa Eshanito Bhavata Dasham Imam. Kim Ut Patastaha Kushalaya Kalpate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. I'm sorry?
Even your mic, I think you might need to adjust because
No, I can hear it properly.
Huh? You can't hear?
Yeah. Can hear
Cannot hear?
properly.
Can hear properly?
Can hear properly.
We can hear properly, but there was some kind of sound in between. It's all right, I think.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The inhabitants of Gandharva Lok prayed, Your Lordship, we ever engage in your service by dancing and singing in dramatic performances. But this Hiranyakashipu, by the influence of his bodily strength and valor, brought us under his subjugation. Now he has been brought to this low condition by your Lordship. What benefit can result from the activities of such an upstart as Hiranyakashipu? Being a very obedient servant of the Supreme Lord, one becomes extremely powerful in bodily strength, influence, and effulgence, whereas the fate of demoniac upstarts is ultimately to fall down like Hiranyakashipu. So here Prabhupada is saying the obedient servant of Krishna actually gets all the opulences. Because some people, they say, oh, if you become a devotee of Krishna, then Krishna takes away everything from you. But here it's saying, Prabhupada is saying, when one is a pure devotee of Krishna, in fact, one gets a lot of opulences. Hiranyakashipu and persons like him may be very powerful for some time, but the obedient servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like the demigods, remain powerful always. They are victorious over the influence of Hiranyakashipu by the grace of the Supreme Lord. So the Lord always comes to protect the demigods. Shri Charana Uchu
Shri Charana Uchu
Hare Tavangri Pankajam
Hare Pankajam
Bhava Apavargam Ashritaha
Ashrita
Yad Esha Sadhu Rikchas Shrichchayas
Yat
Tvay Asura Samapitaha.
Asura Samapitaha.
The inhabitants of the Charana planet said, O Lord, because you have destroyed the demon Hiranyakashipu, who was always a stake in the hearts of all honest men, we are now relieved, and we eternally take shelter of your lotus feet, which award the conditioned soul liberation from materialistic contamination. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his transcendental form of Narhari, Nṛsiṁhadeva, is always ready to kill the demons who always create disturbances in the minds of honest devotees. To spread the Krishna consciousness movement, devotees have to face many dangers and impediments all over the world. But a faithful servant who preaches with great devotion to the Lord must know that Lord Nṛsiṁhadev is always his protector. Nṛsiṁha Bhagavan ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Yaksha Uchu
Shri
Yaksha Uchu
Vayam Anuchara Mukhaya Karma Bhiste Manojanes.
Vayam Anuchara Mukhya Karma Bhiste Manojanes
Ta iha diti sutena prapita vahakatvam.
Te
The Itina Prapita Vahakatvam
Sa tu jana paritapam tatkritam janata te.
Satu
Satu Jana Paritapam Tatkritam Jantate
Narahara upanitaha panchatam panchavimsha.
Nara Hara
Narhara
Upanita Panchatam Panchaprimsha.
The inhabitants of Yakshalok prayed, O controller of the 24 elements, we are considered the best servants of your lordship because of rendering services pleasing to you. Yet we engaged as palanquin carriers by the order of Hiranyakashipu, the son of Diti. O Lord, in the form of Nṛsiṁhadev, you know how this demon gave trouble to everyone, but now you have killed him, and his body is mixing with the 5 material elements. So who's praying here?
Yakshas.
They are the yakshas. And what did Hiranyakashipu make them do?
Carry the palanquin.
Yeah, imagine. Huh? The Supreme Lord is the controller of the 10 senses, the 5 material senses, the 5 sense objects, the mind, the intelligence, the false ego, and the soul. So therefore he's addressed as Panchavimsha, the 25th element. So when we do the Sankhya, we break down the elements. So this is like how we are breaking down the elements. The Lord is, that's why called Panchavimsha. Everything is under his control. The inhabitants of the Yaksha planet are supposed to be the best of all servants, but Hiranyakashipu engaged them as palanquin carriers. The entire universe was in trouble because of Hiranyakashipu. But now that Hiranyakashipu's body was mixing with the 5 material elements, earth, water, fire, air, and sky, everyone felt relief. Upon Hiranyakashipu's death, the Yakshas were reinstated in their original service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, they felt obliged to the Lord and offered their prayers. So we can see so much envy Hiranyakashipu. whatever was meant for the Lord, he was taking for himself. Yakshas are supposed to serve the Lord. He was making them their servant. Then, for example, the austerities are meant to be for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, but he stopped the austerities. He wanted everything for himself. The Shrad also, he stopped it. He wanted for himself. So he wanted everything for himself. But he was powerful that he was able to control all these personalities. Shri Kim Purusha Uchu
Shri Kim Purusha Uchu
Vayam Vayam Kim Purusha Stvam Tu
Vayam
Vayam
Kim
Kim
Purusha
Purusvam
Svam
Tu
Tu
Mahapurusha Ishvaraha
Mahapurusha
Mahapurusha
Ishvaraha
Ishvara
Ayam Kupurusho Nashto
Ayam
Ayam Purusho
Purusho
Nasto
Nashto
Dikritaha Sadhubir Yada.
Dikrita
Dhikrita
Sadhu Yada.
Sadhu
The inhabitants of Kimpurush Lok said, "We are insignificant living entities, and you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller. Therefore, how can we offer suitable prayers unto you?" When this demon was condemned by devotees because they were disgusted with him, he was then killed by you. So we can see the humility here, Kim Purush Lok. The Kim Purushas are saying, we are so insignificant. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the Supreme Controller. We are so insignificant. How much can we glorify you? Right? What is our size? What's our capacity? What's our capability to glorify the Supreme Lord? Lord Ananta Shesh, since time immemorial, with his thousands of hoods, he's been glorifying the Lord. Until today, he's glorifying. He's not finished speaking of the glories of the Lord. As the Lord is unlimited, his glories are unlimited. So the cause of the Supreme Lord's appearance upon this earth is stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.7 to 8 by the Lord himself. Why does the Lord appear?
When there's disturbance, there's lot
Religious
of
principle.
then
Yeah,
the
and
Lord appears to save, right? Them and
that's
kill
right.
the
To
kill
protect the devotees also.
protect the devotees and I mean get rid of uh the
The
sinners,
demons.
right? The
Yeah,
demons,
the demons. Yeah, and
So
And reestablish the dharma.
yes, the
religious
dharma.
princes. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Yada yada
Uh,
hi dharmasya.
Hare Krishna.
Hmm?
So,
Hare
so
Krishna.
Kim Purusha is another planet, is it?
Yes,
That's another
that's
planet.
another plan. Yeah,
Oh,
Kim Purush Lok. I think Hanumanji stays there, right?
I don't know really. Yeah.
Mm,
But
it's another
it is
planet.
also written here, Kim Purushlo ke Nivasi athva Shudra Prani. So why are they mentioned then Shudra?
I'm not sure.
In the
Where?
Hindi translation of every single word, when there is the
Mm,
translation, they are written Kim Purushaha, Kim Purushlo ke Nivasi athva
insignificant.
Shudra Prani. Okay, so
Insignificant.
Here,
Shudra
Shudra, no? Yeah.
Prani.
insignificant living entities.
But it's not the Shudra like the Shudra of this material world, right?
I don't think so, These
Yeah,
are
right? Because
also
I don't
on
know.
one of the higher beings.
Yeah, and then
They're
I was
also
also
higher
little
beings.
surprised that why they have written Athva. That means or Shudra Prani. So, okay, so the insignificant,
Then we are all insignificant.
yeah, yeah, we all are.
Mm,
So, we are the Shudras in the material world. So, yeah, okay.
mm. Yeah, I think Hanumanji stays on this planet, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure anyway. Let's go on. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujami aham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever and wherever there is a decrease in religious principles and a predominant rise in irreligion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. The Lord appears in order to execute two kinds of activities: to kill the demons and to protect the devotees. When the devotees are too disturbed by the demons, the Lord certainly appears in different incarnations to give the devotees protection. Anyone remember? Different incarnations to protect the devotees. What incarnations he comes as?
He came as Varaha.
Oh, yes, Varaha. Nice.
Yeah.
Varaha.
Today is
Who
also
else?
Varaha. Tomorrow is Varaha Dwadashi, and we can fast today for Varaha Dev until.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, it's written in the calendar.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's Ekadashi there today.
yeah, today is
Ekadashi.
Ekadashi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
happy
we can
Ekadashi.
fast. Yeah. Happy Ekadashi.
Okay, happy Ekadashi. For here us is tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay. Mm.
happy Ekadashi.
Varahadev. Happy Ekadashi. So Lord Varahadev, I remember is Lord Ramachandra. He came to kill Ravan, you know. So
And
the
how about the
devotees for
tortoise?
huh? Who else? I'm sorry.
Tortoise. The
Matsya.
tortoise.
Yeah.
Matsya.
Matsya. Yeah.
Matsya, the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He killed the
Tortoise.
demons at that time. Tortoise. But tortoise was for the churning of the ocean.
Yeah.
That was the
Churning of the
churning of the ocean. But of course, because the demigods wanted to churn, they wanted to
Yeah.
be victorious. So again, yeah, it's true. He came like to favor the demigods. Yeah. Matsya also, he came to favor Manu, right?
To pull the
Yeah.
to protect them and pull all the
Yeah.
jivas out. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, yeah, very good. Thank you. So the devotees following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj should not be disturbed by the demoniac activities of the non-devotees. Rather, they should stick to their principles as sincere servants of the Lord and rest assured that the demoniac activities directed against them will not be able to stop their devotional service. So here Srila Prabhupada is assuring, he's giving assurance to all the devotees. He's saying, continue with your devotional service. Krishna will for surely protect. Continue with sincerity, and Krishna surely protects his devotees. Here Prabhupada is giving assurance. Shri Vaitalika Uchu Sabha Susatreshu Tavamalam Yasho
Satreshu yasho.
Gitva Saparya Mahatim Labhamahe. Yastam Anashid Vasham Esha Durjano. Drishtya Hataste Bhagavan Yathamayah. The inhabitants of Vaitalika said, Dear Lord, because of chanting your spotless glories in great assemblies and arenas of sacrifice, we were accustomed to great respect from everyone. This demon, however, usurped that position. Now, to our great fortune, you have killed this great demon exactly as one cures a chronic disease. You know how chronic disease, you get like fed up, it doesn't leave you, right? It's just there with you, like something chronic we have. It's like, oh my God, I have to deal with it. So they're like, Hiranyakashipu was living for so long. It's troubling them so much. So these are the inhabitants of the Vaitalika Lok. Shri Kinara Ucha
Shri Kinara Ucho.
Vayam Isha Kinara Ganastavanuga.
Vayam
ईशः
किन्नरगणास्तवानुगा
Ditije navishtim amunanukaritah.
दितिजे
Bhavata hare sah vrijino vasadito.
भवता हरे
Vichino
सर्वजिनो
Vasaditu
Nṛsiṁhadeva vibhavayano bhava.
Nṛsiṁhadeva Vibhavayano Bhava.
The Kinnara said, O Supreme Controller, we are ever existing servants of your Lordship. But instead of rendering service to you, we were engaged by this demon in his service constantly and without remuneration. The sinful man has now been killed by you. Therefore, O Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva, our master, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Please continue to be our patron. They're saying, the Kinnaras are saying, we had to serve Hiranyakashipu. He didn't even pay us anything without remuneration. He didn't give us anything in return. They're happy to serve the Lord now. You can see how the different personalities are still offering prayers to the Lord. So, this is the last verse. Let's just finish this then of this. Shri Vishnu Parshada Uchu
Shri Vishnu Parshada Uchu
Adhyeta Dhari Nara Rupam Adbhutam Te Drishtam Na Sharanada Sarvaloka Sharma.
Drishtam Sarana Sarvaloka Sarvaloka
Soyam Te Vidikara Isha Viprashaptas
Soyam Vidikara
Tasyedam Nidhanam Anugrahaya Vidmaha.
Tasyedam
अनुग्रहाय
The associates of Lord Vishnu and Vaikuntha offered this prayer, O Lord, our supreme giver of shelter. Today we have seen your wonderful form as Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva, meant for the good fortune of all the world. O Lord, we can understand that Hiranyakashipu was the same Jai who engaged in your service, but was cursed by Brahmanas, who thus received the body of a demon. We understand that his having now been killed is your special mercy upon him. Hiranyakashipu's coming to this earth and acting as the Lord's enemy was prearranged. Jai and Vijay were cursed by the Brahmanas, Sanak, Sanat Kumar, Sanandana, and Sanatana, because Jai and Vijay checked these four Kumaras. The Lord accepted this cursing of his servants and agreed that they would have to go to the material world and would then return to Vaikunth after serving the term of the curse. Jai and Vijay were very much perturbed, but the Lord advised them to act as enemies, for then they would return after 3 births. Otherwise, ordinarily, they would have to take 7 births. So the 4 Kumaras, they cursed, no? They cursed for, you have to go to the material world for 7 births. And they were like, oh my God, for such a long time. So they said, okay, otherwise, shorter time, you act as demons. 3 births, you can come back. So they wanted to come back faster. Lord also advised them, okay, you become demons. Lord also wanted to fight. With this authority, Jai and Vijay acted as the Lord's enemies. And now that these two were dead, all the Vishnu Dutas understood that the Lord's killing of Hiranyakashipu was special mercy bestowed upon them. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th canto, 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled, Lord Nṛsiṁhadeva slays the king of the demons. Shri Nṛsiṁha Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Did anyone have any comments, questions?
So I just have this one question. This is the last of the three words of Jai. Jai. Is this?
No, this was the
No.
first.
This is the first. Okay.
Yeah, this is the first. They're still gonna come
Okay.
as Ravan and Kumbkaran, Shishupal and Dandavakar.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for listening.